Welcome to Bedtime Stories. The Marvelous Prince. Long ago a king and his queen had one son. He was a handsome, brave young man and was blessed with an extraordinary gift of language. He would understand all the language of the animals and birds, human spoken and unspoken. They adored him and surrounded him with every comfort. They hoped he would stay with them forever, for they wished always to protect him from the woes and difficulties in the world beyond their palace walls. As the prince grew older, he became curious about the outside world. One day he ventured into the nearby forest, and as he walked beneath the trees, he looked up and saw dozens of parrots. Some flew in the branches above him, some perched at his feet, and others fluttered in the air around his head. "You must journey," the parrots chattered. "Out in the world you will find those who need you, and you will find a sad princess." Hearing all the chats from the parrot, the prince knew that he must venture out into the world. When he told his parents he was leaving, they pleaded him not to go. "There are dangers in the forest," his mother wept. "There's no need to leave, your life is here with us. Do not leave those who love you." "I will always love you," the prince said, "but I must learn to be independent and see others, too. The world calls me." At dawn the prince set off. He rode his horse for hours, and when the sun began to set, he sat down to eat. Alas, when he opened the bag, he found hundreds of ants swarming around the savory delicacies his mother had packed for him. But the prince was a good-natured fellow. "Never mind," he said, "the ants need food, too. They seem hungry." The moment he spoke, the ant king climbed upon his hand and bowed. "Thank you for your kindness, good prince. If ever you are in need, call for us, and we will help you just as you have helped us." The prince settled down for the night. In the morning he set out again, but suddenly he heard a fierce roar, and when he rounded a corner, he saw a tiger in his path. "Why do you roar?" asked the prince. "I have a thorn in my foot that hurts me terribly." "I'll fix that," the prince said, and without a thought for his safety, he jumped from his horse and took out his knife. With this he cut out the deep thorn. The tiger sighed. "Prince, if you are ever in trouble, call for me, and I will come to help you." The prince rode deeper into the forest. Suddenly, in the distance, the prince spied a princess sitting outside of the palace. So beautiful was she lighted up the evening. But the prince could see that she was weeping. He dismounted his horse and went beside her to ask for her grief. The princess was alone and she had lost her mother in her childhood. All night long the prince and princess talked, sharing the stories of their lives. By dawn they knew they were in love. Alas, the princess was engaged to her father's advisor. "But I do not love him," she told the prince, "and that is why I weep. I do not want to marry a man I don't love." She ran to her father and begged him to allow her to marry the prince. "He will have to prove himself," said the king. He wanted to get rid of this intruder monster from the kingdom. "You will have to pass some test to win my heart," said the king. "Tonight, you must crush 500 pounds of mustard seed," said the king, "and bring me the oil by morning, or I shall send you away, and you will never again see my daughter." The prince, left alone in a room with the 500 pounds of mustard seed, closed his eyes and called to his friends. "Dear ants, I need you." Soon the ants appeared and worked through the night, crushing all the mustard seed. In the morning, when the king saw the oil, he was amazed. "That is fine," he said, "but now you must get rid of the demons who haunt our land." And so the prince closed his eyes and called to the tiger, who came leaping and roaring, bringing with him all his friends. Before long the tigers had chased away all the demons. When the king saw that his land was free from the demons, he looked closely at the prince. "It seems you truly love my daughter," he said. "Yes, I do," said the prince. And I see you and my daughter are determined to marry. Your determination and friendship have brought you much luck and courage. I will bless your marriage." And so the prince and princess got married, and then he returned with the princess to his palace where Father King and Mother Queen had been waiting, and they all lived together in great happiness. If you like the story, please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Good night.